Next, Honorable MP Angajan Ramanathan.
Honorable Member in the Chair, firstly let me express my sincere gratitude for the recognition and the inclusion of the voice of the people of the North who voted for a national level party. I would like to take this opportunity to firstly thank all my voters from Jaffna and Kilnochie district who worked voluntarily and tirelessly to bring about a change in the Jaffna political landscape. Even though I was only short of 2,000 odd votes, His Excellency President Maithripala Sirisena did not let the efforts of my voters go to waste. I thank His Excellency President Maithripala Sirisena for recognizing my work and appointing me through the national list and letting the voices of the moderate people be heard and setting in motion a new trend for the Sri Lanka Freedom Party to become a new political force in the North. I was historically elected as a member of Northern Provincial Council as a candidate from Sri Lanka Freedom Party in September 2013, the first Tamil person to be elected from the Sri Lanka Freedom Party ever in history in the North. This national list to Jaffna also comes nearly after 40 years at a much needed time, with His Excellency President Maithripala Sirisena having passed a message to the people of Sri Lanka that this government and the Sri Lanka Freedom Party will function with inclusiveness of all communities represented from all parts of Sri Lanka without any prejudice. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my father greatly for planting the seed to me, the dream of helping people. He has helped people without any power or political positions. Now I am living his dream and I have made it my life mission. I believe that now we have been presented with another historical and golden opportunity to change the future of this country for betterment of every citizen. In difference to many past opportunities that we missed, this time around, majority of the opposing political forces are together and are in harmony. They are ready to make the changes. I would like to make this opportunity firstly to wish Honorable R. Sambandhan on being appointed the opposition leader, and secondly, I humbly request and invite the opposition leader, Honorable R. Sambandhan, and the rest of the opposition to join forces with us to positively transform this country and the nation to a vibrant, peaceful, forward-marching state of victory. Relationships can be mended, but missed opportunities are missed opportunities, and we will never know the real opportunity cost. After more than 3 decades of civil war and millions of unpleasant memories, people of this country are now divided in some shape or form based on their ideologies, causes, beliefs, and the party which they supported and continue to support at present. The war has ended, but the fighting has not. It's a fact. If we need to change that, let's look at what happened in a more rational way. Let's come into terms with the ground realities and try to formulate a strategy for the country based on the facts and learning. There is a victor of the civil war and there is also a loser. Let's make extremism the loser and the people of this country the winners of the war. It was never a fight between the Sinhalese and the Tamils. After more than 6 years since the end of the war, we all can agree that people of this country are genuinely enjoying the dividends of peace and their freedom. It's a fact. I do not believe I would have been delivering this speech had the war not ended. So let's now deliver another victory to the people of this country by arriving at a national solution that we all can agree with. Honorable Member in the Chair, we need a win-win solution. This is the only sustainable way forward, but that can happen only if we all can agree to make compromises once again. We all divided and we all have aspirations, but we cannot build the new nation if we are not ready to make compromises. The ground realities and the history has taught us enough and more lessons to know well that if one party becomes the sole winner, there will always be a loser at the other end, working on their next move, a vicious cycle and a never-ending conflict that will never solve. As a junior member delivering my maiden speech, I would like to take this opportunity to call upon all the people of this country and their elected representatives to join forces to create a nation of winners. His Excellency the President Maithripala Sirisena and Honorable Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe have jointly proposed and created a platform for the representatives of the parties to take part in formulating a solution through all-party conference. Let's utilize that opportunity to discuss the problems, make concessions, and agree on the way forward. Let's create history. Let's build a new country. Honorable Member in the Chair, I would like to take this opportunity to appreciate the Budget 2016 delivered by Honorable Finance Minister Ravi Karunayaka. I was happy to hear the announcement of creating 1 million jobs in the budget. As a young parliamentarian from the north, coming from the heart of a previously war-torn area in where majority of our youths had once lost direction, misled, and even lost lives. I appreciate this effort as a new lease of life for our new generation. I humbly request to give special consideration to North and East youth, as this will strongly change their mindset and give hope to our youth who have lost a lot in their lives. I firmly believe this consideration would involve former rehabilitated LTD cadres and war widows. The government institutions from Jaffna and Kilnochie, non-functioning from the time of war, such as the Cement Corporation, Paranthan Chemicals, Kopai Glass Factory, and the Salterns, when started, will ensure direct and indirect employment to the region. This could solve some of our employment problems. And the export processing zone, if established in the northern province, would assist in providing business opportunities and especially employment and develop the economy of the people of the northern province. This budget also includes allocation for the Jaffna railway line, repairing and upgrading of the Jaffna hospital, and is appreciated. There's a huge human resource requirement at all departments in the Jaffna hospital. And to mention specially is the shortage in nurses. This shortage is another reason because of the shortage of advanced level graduates from the bio stream. The available nurses are 633 and the required is 1,184. This being the requirement to enter into nursing, an exemption has to be made to take the nurses from any stream of advanced level. This would immensely help out in the employment of the youth, but also in the quality of our healthcare. With the war for around 3 decades, some of the people of the northern province have been displaced and living in the welfare centers and rented houses. As an internally displaced person myself, I can understand the plight of their situation. These people were not displaced 6 years back at the height of the war, but nearly 33 years back. Nearly around 1,300 families still living in these welfare camps with no proper housing, no sanitary facilities, and no livelihood. Most of them from the welfare camps belong to the coastal area, and hence their livelihood was fishing. They have been staying in these welfare camps since the last 30-odd years without any livelihood, and slowly the communities are deteriorating in quality and standard of life. The recent floods affected these welfare camps the most. To ensure the resettlement is fulfilled in accordance to the satisfaction with of these displaced families with all requirements and to be expedited, I invite all members of Parliament, especially from the Northern Province, to jointly request His Excellency President Maithripala Sirisena to head the resettlement program. I humbly request the relief that was earlier paid to these displaced families in welfare camps now has been stopped. I request to be continued until resettlement is fully completed and allow these displaced families with fishing as a livelihood to do their fishing activity in the home, Maileti Fishing Harbour, which is in the high security zone. The divisional secretaries of Chavacheri and Kopai are the two of the divisional administrative areas with the largest land areas in Jaffna district. And the people of these respective areas have voiced out that there is a need to part these and are aligned with the mindset of the representative of the administrative officers as well. With the end of the war, suffering of the people who are in the middle of the conflict is no more, and they can feel the difference. But there are still some people who are emotionally suffering.
You have only 1 minute.
2 minutes, please. With the end of the war, suffering of the people who are in the middle of the conflict is no more, and they can feel the difference. But there are still some people who are emotionally suffering and seeking closure. Political detainees taken in during the war and their families. Some have been detained for over a decade. Taking this opportunity to thank His Excellency the President Maithripala Sirisena and showing genuine special attention to the plight of the situation of political prisoners and their families, having been assured that a step-by-step initiative will be taken to free them. However, I humbly request to expedite the process for their release and consider these: to grant amnesty on humanitarian grounds for the Tamil political prisoners who have been detained for over a long period, having plans to absorb the release of the people in the society, creating sustainable livelihoods for these released people, creating economic opportunities to these people who have been released, empowering these people in their midlives to start their journey and knowledge, skills, and opportunities. However, as a young politician, it is indeed with great sadness I heard of the suicide of Senduran, a GC A-level student, a young boy of around 18 years, which could have been avoided with proper guidance. We should not politicize this or encourage this. It is not only the school management, but also the duty of parents and the society to guide the younger generation to become good citizens. As a citizen, we should be law-abiding and respect whoever the government in power.
Now wind up, please.
This should be taught from young age to avoid terror psychosis. Therefore, I am confident this Parliament will ensure the Pearl of Indian Ocean is a paradise to the future generations. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
මිළඟට වසන්ත අලුවිහාරේ ඇමතිතුමා.
මූලාසනේ ගරු සභාපතිතුමනි